Hello everyone, time for a swap. As you saw in my unboxing video, my friend Mod sent me lots of fun materials to play with. The theme for this collab is mythical creatures, so let's talk mares. No, not the horses, the entity. A malicious entity. It shapeshifts from a woman with magical powers into various other forms, cats and most notably horses. Will then sit on a person's chest as they sleep, causing sleep paralysis and in folklore, even death. There's an old story about a king who feared the mares, and when they attacked his men chased her off his chest, only for her to sit on his legs and then finally his head. You can guess what happened from there. The Nightmare by Henry Fuseli is one of the most notable pieces that features a mare. One of my favorite paintings. Just look at that horse's face. She's so shocked by what's happening. Managed to survive in the modern day in different forms, so their most popular are the nightmares from Dungeons & Dragons. I love these things. They can even fly. I had a couple of them as mounts back when I played Neverwinter. The purple one's my favorite. Onto the doll. For maximum spook factor, I'm using Scandinavianz. I can foresee some problems in the future when it comes to clothes, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. I love the sculpting on her body. It's so extensive, but the body's a bit rubbery, so it might cause some issues. Let's remove her hair. There we go. As pretty as her face is, it needs to go. I don't know how Papa Natalia keeps her nails so nice when taking faces off. Mine turned to a mess. I'm going to try Dalmatian's way of making ears, so I'm poking bits of wire into the head without gluing them. I then decided to swap to prepping the legs. Don't know why. I want to give her more digitigrade ones. So I cut her legs off at the calves. I also cut off her toes to prepare for hooves. Next, I drilled holes into the pieces to make paths for wire. I then weaved the pieces back together and did my best to lay the wire flat in the crevices between her leg bones. Looks good enough. Time for epoxy sculpt. I covered the wires on her legs first, securing them in place, and I let them stay a little bumpy, like the bones were broken and healed wrong at some point. I sculpted some little hooves for her as well. For the ears, I sculpted cute little horsey ears, and then after they cured, I marked on her head where they go so I wouldn't reroute their lane. Oops, can't forget about Drellion's tailhole. Standing, boy do I hate it. But I messed up, grabbed a cardboard box to keep the dust in one spot, and got to work. Nice and smooth. Well, as smooth as I want it. Time for paint. I whipped up a creamy bone white that was close I could get to original color and painted up the mods. Sealed in with 2 or 3 layers of Mod Podge. Mod sent me these awesome yards to use. I'm going to use these 2 colors and blend them together for her hair and tail. So I unwound each piece, which was surprisingly easy, into a large pile. I want it to look unbrushed and a bit wild. I got out my rerouting tool, which was a drill chuck with a cut needle at the end, and started plugging. It only took like 3 hours to do the whole thing. Yarn is very fluffy, so you don't want to plug each hole. I really like this blend. It's dark, but it has a bit of purple to break it up. As you can see, I didn't plug where the ears go thanks to marking the spots earlier. Lock it in with fabric glue. I'm going to use this book for pattern. It's my favorite for historical costumes, and I want to go the Victorian ghost route for her outfit. I don't know, I was feeling the Crimson Peak vibes for this. I'm going to try to make a bustle skirt for Shadow A. Yes, they're fabric scissors, but they're the smallest I have. Please don't yell at me. I made a few iterations of the bodice for landing on this. As I predicted, Skilly's body type makes the patterning quite difficult. I pulled these fabrics from my box for her outfit. I love this dusty purple patterned one. It's a butt pillow. I was going to use this to pad the bustle, but with the tail I'm going to try something else. Did the skirt need black godets? No. Did I want black godets? Hell yes I did. This is me trying to pin the bustle according to instructions. Since we know how great I am at following those, it's safe to say this didn't work out at all. I trimmed the bottom with lace and then beat it around the seam lines of the godets. I love the skirt, even if it wasn't what I thought it would be. The bodice needs a fancy color, so that's what I'm patterning here. I didn't have fabric in the box that matched, so I used this gold-black shift organza instead. I also ran out of lace, so I had to use some trim from my stash. And now we have a little collar. I attached it so with the bodice. I hemmed the bottoms because separate. She needs a little corset, so I'm going to make one using this faux leather and this sparkly twine. This looks tiny, but with her waist size, it's perfect. Last minute, I decided to make a veil for maximum spookiness. So, we have the corset, veil, skirt, and bodice now, but they're a bit too pristine. So, let's fix that, shall we? These lovely flowers in the box. I'll end up using the white ones, but I'm sure I'll use the blue ones someday. Let's brush her hair out. I just grabbed a slicker brush and went to town, laying it matte and fray. Finally, it's face-up time. I'm sorry this footage isn't the best, I didn't notice while filming. First, I blushed all the bones so the sculpted pieces blended with the plastic. I wanted to make her eyes red, but with a slightly greenish blue ring. I ended up getting rid of that in the end. didn't take much time to build up the colors as their skin is so pale. Her eyes turned out a bit orange, which I don't mind. I swapped to acrylic paint because even the black pencils weren't as vibrant as I wanted. But I got a little messy because I'm heavy-handed. I think I may have overdone the tendrils. And yes, I'm painting from bottom to top. It's an old habit I slip into sometimes. I gave her penciled thin eyebrows. She just didn't look right without them. And add catch lights directly to the middle of her pupil because it's slightly more unsettling. She looked too friendly, so I added more black pastel for depth and darkness. Finally, I added resin to her eyes and lips. Time to see her fair and hasty together. You know what? I like it. Now we need to glue her ears on. Off camera, I followed a tutorial on Victorian twisted buns to make this hairstyle for her. I think it works, and I'm proud of it. I tied some yarn together and wire and then brushed the yarn out to make her tail, and then attached it. And here's the roses. I placed them all over her dress for extra decoration and texture. And she's done. I like her. She's a little spooky and a lot of cute. Make sure to check out my friends' dolls too. Dollyanna, Nelumbodolls, dreyconaurora, SilverGriffin558, RainstormCreations, bumblecrafty, TheWitchCrafting, AvastellarCreations, bonnieweedoll, Ladylunaemrys, Creations Mod, and ladylunaemrys. Thank you everyone, it was a great time. See you next time.